Datuk Haji Fadzil Muhammad Noor, or the infamous title Ustaz Fadzil, which is deeply ingrained in the Muslim soul to this day, was a leader and politician due to the rise of a politician that he has. He is slim, dressed in a beautiful shirt, and the calm beam in his eyes reflects the sharpness of his thoughts. He for certain was born a community leader with a high level of expertise, especially religious knowledge obtained in gatherings on the land of Egypt. It contains various other knowledge, such as social science, as well as solid reading and learning. The science side by this University of Life broadened the intellectual horizon of this academic figure. He has a humble personality and always stands on the side of the community. He is a very precious pearl in the history of the Malaysian Islamic Party past in the country's dakwah political arena. The political opposition past spoke highly of the deceased. Even non-Malays tirelessly admire his simple personality in public life and how to listen to people's problems. This is why Ustaz Fadzil is always remembered on the white side. Personal identity. Datuk Haji Fadzil or Ali bin Muhammad Noor, or better known as Ustaz Fadzil, is the son of Muhammad Noor Abdul Hamid and Hindun Haji Abdul Rahman. He was born on March 23, 1937 in Kampung Seberang Pungpung, about 3 kilometers from the city of Alustar Kedah, and he was the eldest of 4 siblings. He had lost his beloved father in 1972 and his mother in 1997. His parents' family background is from a family that adheres to the teachings of Islam. His ancestor, Tuan Guru Haji Idris Al-Jarumi, is one of the respected scholars from Patani, Thailand, and a famous person in Kedah Patani, which is famous for its knowledge, which the existence of hundreds of religious schools, which is pondok. Marriage. Ustaz Fadzil married his cousin Siti Khadijah Ibrahim in 1963. His wife is a former student of Sekolah Menengah Agama Parvish Bakar Alustar Kedah. Later, after getting married, his wife accompanied him to study at Al-Azhar. Their marriage was very happy in the industries of studying and preaching. They were blessed with 8 children, namely Huda, Amma, Aiman, Munaizzah, Muhammad Faiz, Salwa, Ahmad Fawaz, and Ahmad Anas. He was not only successful as a politician, but also a father who is responsible for educating his children with love and responsibility. Some of his children were also involved in the Islamic struggle, such as Munaizzah and her son-in-law, Sabaki Yusuf. Education. He is a consistent figure in knowledge, always gaining knowledge to become a reliable leader. Fadzil began his education around 1946 in Sekolah Dargah Melayu, Alustar, until 1949. Then he attended high school at the Maktab Mahmud, which created many famous scholars, until 1958, before pursuing higher education in the same place until 1962. In 1963, he continued his studies overseas at Al-Azhar University in Egypt, with a scholarship from the Kedah state government. At Al-Azhar University, he majored in Islamic law Sharia and graduated in 1967 with a bachelor's degree. Apart from gaining knowledge from at Al-Azhar University, he also learned from Egyptian scholars to strengthen his knowledge for the supply of da'wah and devotion to the homeland.
His leadership talents have been highlighted since his school days, especially at Maktab Mahmud, where he has the ability to speak and represent the school in lectures and discussions competitions. And his specialty can be spontaneously argued and highly skilled in mantic knowledge. In 1967, while at Al-Azhar, he was the secretary and deputy president of the Malay Association of the Arab Republic of Egypt. And when he was in Egypt, in the days of Gamal Nasser, he also testified to the Egyptian regime's wrongdoing against Islamic fighters in the country. Al-Azhar University is not isolated from Islamic activities that provide a valuable experience to Ustaz Fadzil. His services are, in 1967, he returned home and was offered a teaching position at Maktab Mahmud, his alma mater before going to Egypt. In 1973, he was offered to serve as a lecturer in the Islamic Education Division at University Technology Malaysia UTM until 1978. And the late Dato Fadzil Noor was also a religious advisor to former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. He had his own place for Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad. Dr. Mahathir said when he faced a problem or issues related to Islam that he did not understand, he would invite the late Dato Fadzil to his home. Dr. Mahathir also gave high recognition to Fadzil for his incredible knowledge and became a good leader of PAS while he was president of the party. His social services in 1973 until 1976, he was actively in Pertubuhan Kebajikan Islam Malaysia Perkim Kedah State Branch as secretary, and also he was active in Angkatan Belia Islam Malaysia ABIM as Secretary of Information and acting president, and also he was aktif in Persatuan Ulama Malaysia PUM as General Secretary. Ustaz Fadzil Noor was an internal tarbiyah activist in ABIM. He was also involved in preventing poverty issues demonstrations in Baling, Kedah. In late 1970, he attended an Islamic event at Kampung Seberang Takir, Terengganu, when the police took him into jail. This issue caused around 15,000 of his supporters to gather around the police station to make him free. Other than that, Ustaz Fadzil Noor has launched the Gerakan Keadilan Rakyat Malaysia GERAK on 27 September 1998 at Markas Tarbiyah, Taman Melewar, which helped Parti Keadilan Nasional from the worst probability. He got thousands of support from Malaysian society because of his wonderful love for them that made him never miss even a small event invitation. This attitude of him was left to his son that made his son do the same thing until now.
Tetapi agama Allah ini akan terus ada orang yang memperjuangkannya, tidak akan putus berdoa. Akan terus ada kata Nabi segolongan dari umatku yang akan terus berada di atas kebenaran, memperjuangkan kebenaran Islam ini, dan mereka tak boleh dimudaratkan, digugat, dihalang oleh penentang-penentang. Cuma kalau kita tidak mau berjuang, Allah akan gantikan orang lain.
Next is political career, where we're going to focus about his involvement in politics. In 1955, while studying at Maktab Mahmud, Ustaz Fadzil started to step his foot in the political world by particularly striving alongside PAS. He boldly chose Kedah as his political base, and in 1978, For general election in the state of Kedah, he stood as the past candidate and went against Datuk Senu Abdul Rahman. Although Ustaz Fadzil lost to him, the rivalry introduced the disease to the constituency's voters. And following the death of the constituency member in 1980, he ran in a by-election in the Bukit Raya constituency. He campaigned for the Bukit Raya constituency again in 1982 and secured 4 straight terms in that seat until the 1995 general election. And in 1999, he campaigned for Anak Bukit and won against Abdullah Hasnan Kamaruddin. Okay, next is the election result for a seat in Parliament of Malaysia, where you can see that starting from 1978 until 1995, he lost all the constituency. But in 1999, he win against Othman Abdul from UMNO. 1999 is the year where PAS had a biggest electoral victory and able to retake Terengganu. This happened while they contesting together with Democratic Action Party DAP, Malaysian People Party PRM and Pakatan Keadilan Rakyat PKR. This is also the year where he appointed as leader of the opposition Malaysia in Dewan Rakyat, succeeding Lim Kit Siang. During his political career, he had a lot of achievements. His positions in Parti Islam Se-Malaysia is a proof that he is not an ordinary politician. As we can see, in 1974, he became a secretary of PAS. He then climbed the ladder by becoming vice president of PAS for 5 years. After that, he was promoted to deputy president of PAS in 1983 until 1989. In 1989, former President Yusof Rawal resigns the position due to health reasons. So he descended the throne as a president of PAS until 2002.
Death of Ustaz Haji Fadzil Muhammad Noor. His death was on 23 June 2002 and he was given the title of Superior Mujahid by various parties after his death. And number 3, the remains were visited by hundreds of thousands of people from under His Majesty the Sultan of Kedah, the Chief Minister, Cabinet Minister, religious scholars, community leaders to the people. And lastly, Tok Guru Nik Abdul Aziz had said that we are used to facing the death of small and big leaders in past, but I have never seen so many people come on the day of Ustaz Fadzil Noor's death.
Telah tiba saat waktu kau tinggalkan kami, kerana takdir yang Maha Esa telah menetapkan. Sedih rasanya hati ini bila mengenangkan kau sahabatku, kau teman sejati. Tulus ikhlasmu, luhur budimu, bagai tiada pengganti. Senyum tawamu, juga katamu menghiburkan kami. Memori indah kita bersama terus bersemadi. Kau sahabatku, kau teman sejati.
Since his adolescence, this figure has dedicated his life to the fight for Islam. People noticed his presence in society. He went through a difficult period of struggle, resigned as a civil servant to wade through the battlefield full of bitterness, slander pounding repeatedly, but he continued to advance despite the insults. He was always care and concern, so it is fitting that he be loved by the people and pray for after this. Thousands of eyes shed tears of sorrow which a brief tazkirah from the teacher Murshidul Am, loaded with deep meaning, such as Sayyidina Abu Bakr's advice on the day of the Prophet's death. During the final moments for the funeral arrangements, this is an unavoidable part of life's journey. Living longer is how we will give meaning to that life. If I can, I don't want to stop talking because I'm talking to the people I love and I care about, exclaimed the late Ustad Fadzil Muhammad Noor during the closing ceremony of the 48th Pas Muktamar, his final Muktamar before passing away.